Hello, hello, my adorable little kumquats. How are we doing today? Today we have something different, actually. We have a 1v1 land battle. This one is myself and another player. I was trying to record a siege battle, but I guess the recording god said no and it kept crashing in the exact same spot. So now we're doing another one instead, doing a land battle, which, to be fair, I don't really cover these that much. So it's good to shake things up a bit. So we got myself here as Macedon, and playing as Sparta, we have Pooh, the extreme gamer god. So what I can remember from this is that the rules were no artillery, 3 ranged, 4 pikes. So naturally, when I saw that you were allowed to have 4 pikes, and he had chosen to go with Sparta, I went naturally with Macedon, since they have the best pikemen in the game. And I remember also distinctly that this was a relatively high funds match, so that's why I have 4 foot companion, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 shield bearers, a bunch of Thurio spears, some thorax swords just as fodder, and then some royal peltas in the back. Sparta's brought with them, looks like 3 units of citizen cav, royal Spartans, a bunch of royal Spartans actually, Spartan pikemen, yep, more royal Spartans. I know he has some heroes of Sparta around here somewhere. There you go, 2 heroes of Sparta, triple silver chevroned up, and then royal Spartans in the back, and he has 3 Cretan archers. I decided to go with 3 slingers instead, because as I understand it, you're better off bringing slingers for land battles. Why, I don't know.
I ask no more of you today than I ask of myself.
But I saw that he wasn't really moving. He definitely looked like he was set up in his defensive formation. So I naturally decided to take the high ground. So we're actually going to fast forward a little bit here, because it takes a minute to actually get to where I'm going. And this was a fun one. I don't really do too many land battles. I've said before, it's something that I definitely need to get better at. So that's why I decided to jump in here and play this one. So yeah, you'll see that I'll end up taking the hill. Let's just actually super fast forward this, fuck it. I ended up taking the hill, and naturally, he was smart enough. I mean, he even said it. He's like, I'm not... I'm smart enough not to fight an uphill battle. You got to come to me. I laughed. I was like, all right, I'm coming. So you see, I end up getting, I think, to about like here. I post up, form up my troops, and then I start to slowly make my way down the hill. Yeah, maybe it's actually like right over here. I don't red line. But with the slingers having 150 range, and same with the Cretans, it's going to be a little tough. But I managed to... well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it. So you can see, as I'm moving my troops around, Sparta has moved up his citizen cav that disappeared just below the hill, so I can't see them. Slingers here seem to be out in the open, but they're not. I'm actually moving over some of my Thurio spears and shield bearers to form up a little defensive pocket here. I'm actually going to move my slingers so that I can take some shots off on the citizen cav, maybe get some kills, whittle them down a little bit. Sparta is doing exactly what he said. He's not going to, he's not coming towards me, so he's just setting up a line. He's setting up a nice little kill pocket right here. And then forming up over here too. It looks like he's going to move some of his archers forward to try and maybe support his cav. I'm not sure. But yeah. So my slingers they're still moving. And I'm just going to start really shifting troops around to make sure that the cav can't get around behind me. And then I'm mostly worried about my slingers. I don't want them to get to my slingers. It's just citizen cav. I know that, you know, the peltists, thorax swords, they'll be able to take care of them if it really comes to that. So again, I'm not really worried. Man, I wish it would show the range of your slingers and archers in replays, but it is.
Orders understood.
So moving up thorax swords is my front line first. I don't want to move up my pikemen first naturally because I don't want them getting shot at. Pulling back my general, so again I have a nice little defensive layer back here of spears. And then once my thorax swords start to move, I'm going to shift over to my Thurio spears. My idea here with moving my Thurio spears is to come out to an extreme flank and get to the side over here so I can start throwing jabs into the side of these Spartans. Granted, even though it's their shield arm, it'll still do significantly more damage. So, just kind of post it up over here. Gonna move forward a little bit to give my slingers the opportunity to maybe get some shots on the citizen cav. Here I've set up my front line, and pretty soon actually I'm gonna be moving this whole line forward. I just want to be able to deal with the cav before anything else, because I don't want any nasty surprises.
Quick march!
So again, reforming my slingers so I can hopefully get some shots off on them.
Orders understood. Advance at speed.
But no such luck. They were too quick. That's okay.
Taxis!
Not even these guys can get any shots off.
Double time.
So I was just thinning out my line a little bit more on my slingers so that they'll have a better firing arc, and then we're going to start to move pretty soon, I would imagine. Pulling back my pikes because I don't want them getting shot at. I know I'm going to be moving them forward. I'm actually going to bring my pikes, I think at some point, back even further and facing this way to again protect myself from citizen cav. And here we go. It's time to move forward. Just at a walk. I don't want to charge forward. As everyone knows, ranged units are much faster than any other type of unit. So still keeping my ranged units protected. Thorax swords in the front. Again, these guys are just going to be like the meat shield. I'm really going to rely mostly on my peltists, my pikes, Thurio spears, and of course my shield bearers as well. A little tactical view, huh? So you can see Cav is starting to come around. Looks like he's going to try and move around, but as you can see, I'm moving some of my pikes, just as I said, off to the rear to set up a nice little defensive perimeter and kind of just put myself in this nice little shell to make it more difficult for his cav to get anywhere near me. Meanwhile, again, he's still just sitting in this nice little, kind of like a fishhook sort of a line, and he's just waiting for me to come to him. Still not close enough for his archers to fire in on me. There we go. You see my general, my pikes, all moving back. Left flank is Thurio spears and shield bearers. I'm just here to try and protect my center as much as possible. So, it's a lot of... this did take like a while, because like, he wasn't coming towards me, and I just wanted to take my time, and especially move my slingers close enough that I can get shots, not on his front line. I wasn't worried about actually getting...
I will kill any man who
hitting any of these guys, including their pikes. I wasn't exactly worried about that right off the bat. The thing that I wanted to do the most was to start taking shots at his archers. I wanted to get rid of these guys as quickly as possible, because they were going to be the biggest nuisance out of everyone. So you can see he just has his cav posted up behind me here. Just disappeared, only because, as you can see, they're crested right over the hill, so I can't see them, except for this one unit. But I know that they're there. And again, it's a slow advance. I'm actually shifting. Yeah, it looks like I'm shifting over this one unit. Again, this is probably to try and get some side shots into the Royal Spartans. I want to weaken his flanks as much as I possibly can. Because if I can weaken his flanks, then I can just come right around and try and smash into the back of them as best as I possibly can. So, you can see, yep, starting to take some shots. Let's see, are these guys firing too? Nope, not yet. But these guys are definitely close enough, and it's because of how his line is set up. And already, look at that, a couple guys have already dropped. He's already lost 3 men. Now he just used the quick reload, right? Yep, and so they're really going to start hammering away into this, into his left flank, my right, forcing him to actually move his troops back. Mercenary Rhodian slingers taking shots at... Where are we firing at? Firing into the pikes. And that's... Oh no, I can see that. What the fuck? It wasn't showing it before, right? That one. So yeah, firing into the pikes at first, so I do want to try and get rid of some of those guys, but as soon as he moves up his archers, it's going to be a free-for-all, so to speak. So you see here, he's trying to jockey around some of his troops, his cav, because he's really wanting to get into this. But I'm too quick with the Thorio spears, so he's unfortunately not going to be successful. Even if he does try to swing out wide and come around or cut across, he's going to get a face full of jabs and not going to have a very good time. So now some of his archers are moving forward, and these guys are now going to get focused down. I think I have both units actually to fire in on them. These guys firing at anything? Not that far. Yep, taking shots at the cav. It's hard to go for. If I can get rid of these guys, I won't have to worry about much on the battlefield. I won't have to micro as much. So now it's just kind of holding. Now I'm actually forcing him to pull back his archers because they're getting chewed up by my slingers, and I haven't lost any of my slingers. He was firing at them. And because I have the downward advantage, they can fire right over. If I got closer, I could fire right over his troops and get great shots into his Cretans, which honestly I probably should have done, but I didn't. So you can see his cav still getting shot at by my slingers. He's going to cut across, try and get away. I'm also sending a unit of Thorio spears after him. Looks like he might try and, yeah, he was going to try and charge in, but he's thinking better of it. He might actually get too close and might get some jabs to the face. Now we can see more of his cav is now moving around. I might actually have these guys in fire at will turned off. And there we go. Yeah, I might have just turned their fire at will back on, but yeah, there he goes. Citizens Cav's getting a little slaughter. Already lost, what was that? 5, 6, 7, yeah, 30 guys. Now that his Citizen Cav is engaged with my thorax swords, I'm gonna pull forward with my slingers, and they're gonna get into these pikes. I'm just gonna try and whittle them away. I want to whittle down this front line as best as I can, and now I'm gonna start moving in some more of my troops. There goes the Citizen Cav. Only got 8 kills. Didn't lose any of my thorax swordsmen. Where he got? What did he get? Right, it said 8, didn't it? Ten kills. Where did they get 10 kills from? 36. Did they get it from? Ah, there we go. Ah, yeah, looks like they got stuck in my my slingers, unfortunately. That's it. That's alright, though. So yeah, this Spartan pike unit is really just getting whittled down. And this is why in land battles you don't have your pikes out front, because this is what's going to happen. I think that Pooh was a newer player, possibly. I could be wrong, but now he's brought his archers closer, and all 3 of my slingers are focusing down his 1 unit of creep, and they're going to get eviscerated. They're going to get melted, and they're going to get seen off the field of battle. Now here you can see my Thurio spears, just as I said, also moving around one of my Royal Peltis units. I want to set these guys up so that I can get nice side shots in. Right, so there again, there goes another unit of, there goes his archers. My guys are getting shot at. They took a volley, didn't lose anybody, which I'm surprised about. Look at this, Sparta pulling a nice, a spicy play, but unfortunately got caught by my thorax swords, Royal Peltis. He's going to try and get to them, but he's not going to be able to, so now he's going to get caught by some thorax swords, foot companion, maybe my general too. He might get a couple of my slingers, but I get the majority of them out of there. Even these guys are caught, but they haven't lost anybody yet. So here we go. Now he's decided to move his Spartan general up and forward, and not the smartest move when you have 2 units of Thurio spears to your rear. So now he's being forced to, as these guys are getting shot to shit, from front and back. Looks like what they just intimidate. Intimidate and warcry. Yeah. So now these guys are out of ammo. Charge them forward into square formation, and then naturally these guys will try and come around and get to the rear. And but he actually manages to catch them. These guys are just falling back. He's chasing it, and it looks like, yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. These guys are going to. It looks like he noticed it. Now he's going to fall back. He realized he was getting baited into something. So now all of this cab is gone. I still have 3 units of my Rhodian slingers, all pretty much fairly full health, not bad. And now I'm just going to charge forward my thorax swords to try and take care of these guys. So now over here, I managed to tangle up 2 of his units. Because they feel the need to take on my Thurio spears, which they probably could have left this and then not have engaged this. But he's shifting over troops over here, and he's making all of these gaps here. I mean, if I had Cav, I'd be exploiting all these gaps and trying to get in and out of places. Charging some of his Royal Spartans uphill into my thorax swords. Thorax swords will probably end up losing that, but they're gonna do okay. So looks like he's shooting at my Royal Peltis. This is actually a great angle because I have him facing the wrong way. His general unit is effectively surrounded by this 1 unit of Royal Peltis, and they are winning. But he keeps on using his abilities, so that could eventually become a bit of a problem. Back over here, have just shield bearers and peltists and more shield bearers. They're gonna end up trying to take on the pikes, but smartly I'm gonna pull back. These Thorial Spears unfortunately got pretty beat up. Started to rout, managed to get them in square formation. I don't know if they have any of their jabs left. I'm pretty sure that they do, but I'm not sure. And then, again, I have my foot companion in the back lines, waiting for the right moment for them to use. Because right now he's spread out all over the place. You know, in individual units taking on one or two or of my army, and he just keeps on coming at me. Now his pikes are getting fired upon. Sending his pikes this way, leaving his back completely open. Now my shield bearer is going to get the downhill charge, and they have a pretty good charge going. It's 28 for spear units. Took them out of pike formation, and now he's going to lose a lot of guys. And he probably took them out of pike formation so he can move them around a little bit quicker. But these guys are going to start dropping quick. Over here, and now start just focus down these Cretans. I just want to get rid of them. There is one unit left, but there's only 35 guys left, so they're not going to do a lot of damage. These guys had 100 some odd guys left, but I want to get these guys out of here. These shield bearers up against these pikes, they're actually doing kind of okay. Combat's even, but the pikes are going to start to pull ahead sooner or later. And now, here we go, my foot companion are starting to get in the mix. They're moving forward and getting ready. See over here, it looks like his general's actually gone. Moving forward with my foot companions to take care of these heroes of Sparta, because my royal peltists just having a bit of a hard time getting rid of these guys. I mean, naturally they are a really tough unit. Thorax swords are getting taken out. I mean, they did get, you know, poke from behind, so it's not surprising that they're gone. My other unit of thorax swords doing all right. These foot companion, they're not moving. Again, I was kind of all over the battlefield, you know, microing left, right, and center, making sure that everyone was getting into the kills that they actually needed. So I ended up pulling back these royal peltists because they were actually losing, letting the pikes do their job. These Thorial Spears are still holding on. Still holding on. People, some people, you know, not everybody. I mean, I definitely always thought the Thorial Spears were useless. But if you pop them down in square formation, you'd be surprised at how long that they can actually hold out for. It's insane. These guys will be here for if I remember correctly, the entirety of the game. The rest of the game, they will be here. And they're tying up these two units. These two Royal Spartans that could be over here doing something more useful. They're wasting time on two Thorial Spears. The shield bearers breaking to this Spartan pikemen and Royal Spartans. These guys over here, Royal Peltas, 75 kills so far. Gets these Royal Spartans to 168, but they're losing. And now these mercenary Ronin Slingers, 170 kills. We're definitely out of ammo, and I'm just going to charge them forward. I'm going to try and catch them, catch these Royal Spartans. I don't want them going anywhere. So now we got the Heroes of Sparta getting attacked from the side by pikes. Granted, admittedly, the pikes should have been like this instead of how they are, but you know, when you're microwing all over the battlefield, shit happens. So it looks like he's actually decided to take away one of his units of Royal Spartans to try and deal with these pikes. I don't know why. Probably would have been better just hanging out over here. Now he's two Thorial Spears against Royal Spartans. They're still winning, but once this Royal Spartan unit's gone, you know what's going to happen. These two pikes should probably make their way over here to help deal with these Royal Spartans. And now my pikes are basically freed up. Now they can just move wherever they need to. My shield bearers are going to take on the heroes of Sparta. General's going to take on these pikes. They're facing the wrong way. My slingers are now... I'm almost positive they were out of ammo, so I'm just throwing them in there into the mix. The Royal Spartans are still losing, but I mean, they're putting up a hell of a fight. Where are we at? 125 kills for my Royal Peltas. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Guys, if you're enjoying this, please feel free to like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe for top tier content. You know, that's what I bring you guys every day. At least that's what I think it is. But my opinion is biased. So here we go. One of them's breaking. 63 men. They'll probably come back, but the other unit is still holding firm. And these guys are going to start to go through that. Again, this pike unit is not set up properly. Sue me. Back over here, we got 2 units of Royal Spartans up against the Royal Peltas that are losing. Shield bearers. Again, these guys should have been here, set up all along, and then with both pikes moved in and sandwiched them in between. Back up here, slingers are starting to rout. That's okay, they've done their due diligence. And now I'm just left with some heroes of Sparta, Royal Spartans, and this unit of Royal Spartans over here, and these 2 as well. These pikes are way out of formation. It's no bueno. So these other unit of Thurial Spears actually ended up breaking. That's okay though. These Spartans are just not having a great day. I was surprised that when he said 4 pikes, that he decided to go with Sparta. And that was what ticked me off as him probably being a newer player. Because I feel like we've all seen it, that newer players will always go for one of what 2 factions. It's either Rome or Sparta. And they'll pick those 2 factions because A, Rome, that's the name of the game, and they think that Rome is just going to be completely overpowered, which admittedly they are, but it helps if you know how to use them. And then Sparta, because I feel like everyone and their mother has now seen, you know, obviously 300 Spartans, and they think, if the Spartans are the best at and they pick Sparta. I mean, Sparta's good, but personally, in my opinion, I don't think that they're that great. They're pretty one-dimensional. They're better for defense than they are offense. That's not to say that you can't get a lot of kills with them on offense, but they're really just... I mean, there's no swords for, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you really think that the Spartans back in the day, like, were just like, no, we're not using swords. We're just using spears and pikes, and that's it. Nothing else. I mean, come on. You know that they actually definitely for sure had swords, and they used them. So it's frustrating to me that CA decided to just make Sparta, like, strictly like, we're just going to give them spears and nothing else. Like, really? That's it? You're not going to give them anything else? And that's why I like the Radius Total War mod, because it gives Sparta some fucking swords. I mean, I know so do like most of the other mods too, but... So I think here, what was it? He was just like, your shield bearers against my Royal Spartans or something like that, I believe. It's kind of like a last stand. Or maybe I charged everyone one at a time, I'm not sure. We're actually just gonna fast forward this here because we know how this is gonna end. So here's a Sparta. I mean, even the heroes of Sparta aren't that great. Like, they're Base morale is pretty good, absolutely. Definitely better than the shield bearers. Their armor's not as good. They do better melee attack. Weapon damage is the same. Melee defense is the same. Is definitely way better. I mean, to be fair, he did triple chevron up these guys, silver chevron up these guys, so no surprise. But that's it. So let's get into the kill count. So I got 2,325 kills, 94 my general, 262, 190, and 171 for my slingers. 55, 247, 54, and 159 for my pikes. 206, 199, and 147 for my royal peltasts. 97, 46, and 29 my other shield bearer units. Fuck. 97, 69, nice, and 128 for my thorax swords. And then 0 for my one unit of 3 spears, very sad. And then 32 and 47. Sparta, Pooh, the extreme gamer god, got 1,790 kills, 37 for his gen, 10, 15, 25 for his cab, 38, 21, and 10 for his Cretan archers, 120 and 140 for his heroes of Sparta, 126, 202, 144, 236, 196, 149, and 93 for his Royal Spartans, and then 27, 30, 64, and 107 for his pikes. So yeah, Sparta can definitely put up numbers in kills, but again, it's another type of a faction that I feel like you have to know how to use it well in order to really get the most out of it. But that being said, guys, I hope you enjoy this one. I'll catch you in, oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. I'll catch you in the next replay. That will probably be tomorrow. So I like to try and put one out a day for you guys, if I can. Sometimes I'm lazy, and that doesn't happen, but I do the best I can. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.